Hey guys, what's up? It's Catherine, and today I'm doing a video all about my tattoos. I get so many questions from you guys about them, so I figured let's just sit down, let's do a whole video about them, and hopefully I answer all of the questions that you guys have about them. So I did ask you guys on Instagram to send me in some questions for today's video. That way I can make sure I get like all of the topics covered. So let's get started. Before we get too far into today's video, go ahead and comment down below if you guys have any tattoos and what your favorite one is out of all the ones that you have. I want to see what you guys have. Alright, I adjusted the brightness, so hopefully it's a little bit better now. So in total, as of last weekend, I now have 3 tattoos. So I have this first one right here on my forearm. I have the second one right here on forearm. That's totally my forearm again. And then this one is the newest one. This is the third one that I just got done. Hopefully that clip was in focus because I really couldn't see it from like the angle that I was at. But I will go ahead and pop in some photos as we go of like each tattoo. So let's get started with the questions that you guys sent in. Okay, how much would you rate the tattoo pain from 1 to 10, 1 being the least painful? It all depends on where you get the tattoo. So this tattoo really wasn't that bad. I think like the most painful part was like actually got further up the arm and it got like a little more sensitive right there. This one, I think the most painful part was like this area, and then like right there it was like pretty sensitive, and then the one on my ribs, wow, that one was by far the most painful tattoo that I've gotten. Like it was bearable, it wasn't like horrendous painful, it was just more painful. Like your ribs are going to be more sensitive, and I only got line work done. It wasn't like a full line and shade for a whole tattoo, so mine was like 20-30 minutes I think at the most. It really wasn't that long, but ribs are obviously the most painful, as everyone says. So I guess I would say this one was probably like 2 or 3. Same with this one. Ribs was probably like an 8-9 for me. Definitely higher up on the pain scale. How did you decide where they would go? Some looks they're best in specific spots and some don't. So when it comes to tattoos, this was the first one that I ever got, and I just knew that I wanted it to be in a spot that I could easily cover with sleeves, because at the time I was working in an industry where it was still kind of a new thing and they weren't fully as accepting of tattoos. So I did have to cover this one. So I don't know, I was 18 when I got this. So I was just thinking like, yeah, okay, right there, and then I can just cover it. And then this one I decided right here, because this is something that I wanted to be able to see every day. I wanted to remember that I have it, and I wanted it to remind me of its purpose and why I got it. And then the one on my rib cage, that one, I've always wanted something on my ribs, and it was between a flower or the wave, and in the moment the wave just kind of meant more to me than the flower did. It was something that I was looking at for a while, and I knew I wanted something on my rib cage. I love the look of it, and it's right there, and you're wearing like a swimsuit or like a pretty bra or like something, and it just kind of like shows off. I just love that look of having the tattoos on the ribs, so that's part of the reason why I chose to have it there. Now, probably what you all have been wondering, the question is, what is the meaning behind your tattoos? Alright, so let's start with the wave. The wave is something I've always wanted to get. They say the wave is the strongest force, I think it's like strongest force in the ocean or something. Don't fully quote me on that. I don't have it in front of me to like remember exactly what the quote was that I read about it, but I loved it. I've also always been like a water baby. When I was young, I was always in the water, always wanting to go swimming. I love the water and I love the ocean. So that's kind of like the meaning behind that one. I just loved it all and how it looked, everything like that. This next one, I always get so many questions about this. Everyone's like, are you gonna like fill in little dots of every place that you go to? And I'm always like, nah. I love the simplicity of this. As you guys can tell, like all of my tattoos are very simple, like kind of more in like the minimal style, which that's just something that I'm attracted to. That's what I like. I honestly don't think I'll ever have any tattoos that are like full of color, because I just like black and white kind of look, like simple. But this one is the map of the world, and the reason why I got this is I was probably like 19 or 20 when I got this one, and I have always wanted to travel. I still do want to travel, and I'm hoping someday that like YouTube can help me with that and help me achieve these dreams and these goals of traveling the world. I obviously don't have the means or the funds to be able to do that at this moment, nor did I when I was 19, 20 when I got the tattoo. So this was kind of just like a reminder of telling myself that someday this is going to happen, and someday I am going to travel and be able to see parts of the world that I've always been dreaming of. And then my first one, this one is probably like the most important, like the deepest meaning for me. So this one is my own handwriting, so I am very like critical about it. It's something that I wrote when I was 18, and this says fearless, and it has the breast cancer symbol in the middle. Trying to tell the story without getting emotional here. Okay, I'll try to keep it like short and simple because I'm not trying to like pull out all these emotions for you guys. But when I was in high school, my mom was alright, it's not even like a sad story. It's a happy ending because I don't know well, I know why I'm so emotional, but didn't realize it'd be this hard to talk about on camera because normally it's not. But my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was a freshman in high school. And I actually asked my mom before I filmed this video if I could like share this story because obviously like it's a very personal kind of story for our family. But anyways, it was a very hard time. A lot of it I have, I'll be honest, blocked out because it was very hard to go through. So it came time for her, one of her like big number birthdays, and she had been 5 years cancer free. So my mom, my aunt, and I all got this tattoo. That's why it literally means so much to me. It's my favorite tattoo with like the deepest meaning probably out of all three. We wrote this up. This was something that my mom and I actually like talked about all the time, like way before we ever decided to get it, because as a kid she used to tell me I was always like the most fearless child out there. I would like just wander on my own as like a 3-4-year-old, and my parents would like panic because I just decided to like wander away and, you know, do my own thing, as I tend to do in my adult life too. So I loved that it had the whole meaning of something from my childhood, and then this was also something that my mom had been like constantly thinking about, like the whole aspect of the word fearless and like what it truly means. And after going through everything that she went through, and she's doing wonderful today, she's cancer-free, perfectly healthy, she loved the word fearless. And so I drew it up, and for her birthday I had my aunt and my grandma fly out, and they surprised her for her birthday. We all went to the tattoo shop and 3 of us got this. I got mine here. I think my mom got hers on her chest, and then my aunt got hers written on her foot. That one is the coolest. I love it. It's got such like a personal, unique story to it. So that is the story of all 3. Those are all the meanings. So when asked when did you get your first tattoo, I was 18. It was like my birthday was in April. My mom's birthday is in July. We all got it like on her birthday in July, so I had just turned 18 when I got this first one. Which one means the most to you? By far, this one. Would you get any new ones anytime soon? By the way, I love you. I love you too. When I had like posted this Instagram question section, I had not gotten the wave tattoo yet. I think this was like last month when I posted for these questions. So the next one, this was the one that I really wanted to get, and my boyfriend and I got this like one weekend after our anniversary. It was like his present to me for our anniversary because he knew I really wanted another tattoo. He's getting another one, I think next weekend or in a few weekends, because he couldn't actually get his the time that I got mine. His is a lot more like in-depth and a lot more drawing and thought has to be put into it than just like the line work that I got. I do think eventually I will get I don't know what you would call it, like, I guess it's still kind of like a sleeve, but I only want it like from here down. I do want to incorporate some like flowers and other kinds of stuff. I have some sort of ideas, but honestly I don't see myself getting something like that for a while. What was your experience getting the very first one? So when I got mine, I think I was either the second or third person in line to go. So my mom got hers first and we all kind of watched and we were like, oh, that doesn't seem that bad. And then I can't remember if my aunt went before or after me, but getting mine done, I think I made my mom hold my hand. It was probably like 15 minutes. It really wasn't even that bad. It kind of just feels like a cat scratching you like over and over again in the same spot. So it's really not that bad. And then I remember sitting and watching my aunt get hers done, and she got hers done on her foot, and that's another place that's very painful. She's gotten so many tattoos before that it just kind of like didn't even faze her. She literally just sat on her phone and she was like texting, and I was just like, I couldn't even look at it. I couldn't even watch it. I literally like had to turn my head away as the artist like did the tattoo. So I think I've been that way since for like all of the tattoos that I've gotten. I can't watch it and I have to be distracted with something. So it said, how many do you have? I have 3 total. That's it. That's all we have. Did your parents approve / like your tattoos? Well, I've never been one as an adult to like fully ask my parents for approval for things. I am a very independent person. I usually just do as I want, as I need, as far as like my well-being and like what I enjoy to do. And also my mom was with me the first time that I got my first tattoo. That was the first time she got her first tattoo. So I mean, they're not opposed to them. They don't really say anything about them. Yeah, my mom did mine, and she thinks all of my other ones are super cool too. They're pretty supportive. Where did you get them done, and are you planning to get on getting more? So the first one, this one I got in Vegas, born and raised there. So we went, it was like sort of downtown. I don't remember the name of the shop, but it was the same shop where I ended up getting my belly button pierced. That's a whole other story. But this one was done in Vegas, and these 2 that I've gotten were done at 454 Tattoo in Encinitas. The artists there, they have a ton of different artists and they're all really good. That's just like one place that I know in San Diego that I always go to. I don't know of any other places, but I know there's a ton of great artists out there. If you guys are ever gonna get a tattoo, just make sure you look into the artist's work and make sure that their style is something that you are wanting to get, because tattoos are permanent. They're like incredibly painful to even get removed. Also, that's crazy expensive, so just put a lot of thought into whatever you're gonna get before you get it. That's a huge tip that I have for you guys. How long have you had them for? So I've had this Fearless tattoo since I was 18. This one, I want to say I got it when I was 18. Or not 18. I want to say I was 19 or 20. Don't think I was really 20 yet. I was probably 19 when I still got this one, but I still love it. And then this one I actually just got done like a week ago, so 22 when I got that one done. I think I've had like a year or 2 between like every tattoo that I've gotten. What triggers you or inspires you to get a new tattoo? It's never something that I like randomly decide on. All of these have been ones that I've like fully thought about for a while before I've actually gotten them. Like this one I wanted way before I even got this tattoo, but it took me a few years to like actually go back and do it. Same with the wave. I've always wanted one on my rib cage. I've just honestly been way too terrified of the pain. But I mean, it wasn't horrendous. I'd probably do it again. I honestly kind of want to do like a really pretty rose or some sort of flower on the other side of my rib cage, but like more angled. I have like an idea for that. I have other ideas for the kinds of things that I want to get, but it's kind of like just something that I've been thinking about for a while, and then when I finally like figure out a design that I really like, then I kind of bring that to the artist and I'm like, okay, this is what I want, and that's when I get a new tattoo. I like this one that says, have any of them become more meaningful since? Honestly, they kind of all have. They all have a very special meaning to me. This one is probably like the one that's become even more meaningful as far as like me achieving my goals and like trying to get there, stuff like that. Someone said, what's your favorite tattoo? My favorite honestly has to be this one. I love the world map. I love how classic it looks. It looks so good. She did such a good job when she drew this out, so this one is by far like my favorite design of it all. Someone said, which one hurt the most? Definitely my rib cage. I'd say this one was probably the least painful. This one was like somewhere in the middle, just because it was like higher up on my arm. All right, I think those are all of the questions that you guys sent in for today's video. I hope I answered all of your questions. If not, you can always send me a question that you have or leave questions down below and I'll go ahead and try to answer them as best as I can. This is not me in any way saying that you guys need to get tattoos or anything like that. You do you. You can choose what you want to do to your own body. It's yours, no one else's. So just remember that it's their decision, not yours. If you're someone that's like not for tattoos, it's not your body, so you don't have to worry about it. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.